coffee on deck. I told y'all, man, a good cup of coffee is better than sex, man. Innocent Until. I've been watching this Ashley Benefield. I don't know how to say the lady's name. She reminds me of the other evil woman. Ashley should be Benefield. But yeah, I don't know anything about this situation, man. I just be looking for stuff to white noise my life when I'm working on what I be working on. And this popped up, and so I never really watch trials while they're going on because I have my reasons. I usually watch them after everybody else has watched them and they're over with. But I wanted to get into a live trial, so I chose this one, and I have some thoughts about it that I want to share. Now, again, I don't know anything about this case. What I know about this case is what I've gathered over the last couple of days and from actually watching the case being presented in court, which I think is the best version of the case that we will ever get. Any of these cases, the little piece of meal stuff that goes on, I'm not saying those things aren't substantial and relevant. I'm just saying they aren't a full presentation. So that's what I know, and I want to put that out there so you can have that for context concerning and surrounding anything I'm about to say. I think the lady is guilty. Now, Lizzie, shout out to Lizzie Ann, she popped up on my Twitter. She said, I can't believe you said that innocent until, and I understand what she's saying. Hell, innocent until. Now, I said, I think the lady is guilty. The biggest case I've been covering on my channel is Brian Koberger. I don't know if he's guilty or innocent, but hell, I do know the state, they haven't presented nearly enough evidence for me, if I was the jury, to convict. I'm talking about he would be home today, and it might be the worst decision ever because he's possibly guilty and they just handled the case wrong. But I don't know, and I'll say that. And I'm still innocent until. So like I told her, it doesn't mean I won't have opinions about the accused suspects, defendants' guilt or innocence. But it remains, I'm going to be the first one to tell you, everybody is innocent until. And even the people that, like, we can see camera proof, video proof, like substantial evidence that they committed the crimes, they still, the way American justice is set up, they deserve a trial. They deserve due process. And so that's where that comes in for me. But based on everything I've heard about this case, how manipulative this lady is accused of being, the plans that she made, the things that she did and didn't do, I'm very upset that this man's child was born and he had to go get an attorney just to say, hey man, can I be there when my child is born? Or if you're not comfortable with that, I understand, but can you at least tell me? And he didn't find out until, and the lady says this now, I don't know any of this is true, I'm just going on by what's being presented in court and what people are testifying to. She says Doug didn't find out his daughter was born until like maybe 5 weeks later, and it was very randomly because she herself was going through some court documents and filings and found out that Ashley had filed a protective order injunction or whatever. So, and the perfect segue, because that is her main defense. That is always women's defense when they're guilty. And this is what I replied to Lizzie Ann and some of her other comments. Show me one woman in the last 10 years who was guilty of a crime or any damn thing who didn't tell the same 3 lies. They were either abused when they were by the man in the situation. They were either abused by a long forgotten uncle or dad that can't be around. There's no evidence to prove it. And all we have to substantiate this is this woman's accusations. Show me a woman in the last 10 years, and I'm being generous saying 10 because it probably goes back further than that, who hasn't used basically the same set of 3 lies. Obviously, I'm being figurative there, but y'all know what the hell I'm saying. It's always the same shit with females, girl tips. But that doesn't mean that some women aren't telling the truth, because there are actually abused men and women out there. There are women who abuse men. There are men who abuse men. There are men who abuse women. There are women who abuse women. And obviously we know there are men and women and men who abuse kids. So that's where I say, okay, I'm listening to the opening statements and I'm hearing the prosecutor, and the one thing she said that stuck out to me, the prosecutor, who to me at this point, very early on, premature, seems absolutely composed and sharp. Mini Ann. Now, ain't nobody Ann Taylor now, but she a Mini Ann. But the prosecutor said, you're going to hear a bunch of accusations. No surprise there to me. She also said, I just want you to remember that someone saying something doesn't make it true. Make sure that there is evidence to back up the accusations that are made in court. That is one of the last things, if not the last thing, that the prosecutor said in her opening statement. And it's the one thing she said that jumped out to me. Now, not because it was any great epiphany. Hell, believe women has been one of the most destructive concepts mankind has ever known. Everything needs to be proven. That's like one of the basic foundational concepts of our justice process. And I mean, just being a human, period. Hell, nobody should be able to come to you and say somebody did something, you believe it just because they said it. Now, some people will earn that credibility in life where you like, these people just don't lie, right? So, I mean, there's some people that can tell you something, you're going to run with it. And that, I get that because I'm in that same boat. But when we're talking about, violent crimes and things that could just totally alter people's lives, yeah, that needs to be evidence of that. And somebody saying it like this prosecutor. So, I mean, it's just common sense. She says it logically. Hey, man, make sure that's being proven. So then, obviously, the defense attorney gets up and he uses one of the same 3 lies, and I'm calling them lies, air quotes, because I don't know he's lying or this lady is lying. He makes some very, very, what's the word I want to use here, man? Eyebrow-raising accusations about Doug and how he treated Ashley during this marriage or their relationship, this ordeal, this spectacle. Now, once again, me responded to Lizzie Ann because she brought up these allegations of abuse and said she doesn't know how people aren't believing that Ashley murdered her daughter's father in self-defense. And I said, why would we believe that? What do you mean? It has to be proven. The prosecutor already laid that out as she should have. But when the dude starts saying all of these things, I can't just set it to the side. You're saying these things happen. Okay, cool. Now, because I need to know the evidence in the case. That's all I'm trying to get to. So now when I hear what your defense is that she was abused and that she did this in self-defense. I heard the neighbor, I guess she ran to his house after she shot Doug. I heard his testimony and he totally hook, line, and sinker, he bought everything Ashley said. He did not. That's one thing that stuck out to me. The dude was on the stand testifying. He was like, Ashley ran to his house. She told him, yada, 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 but she shot her husband. She was still scared. It always amazes me. Nobody does this shit but cops and women. Y'all murder people. They be laying somewhere dead and y'all ass still be talking about y'all scared. Man, what? You know what the craziest thing about this is? Let me calm me down because this is when I get passionate. People be believing that. How the hell is you scared of somebody on the ground dead? You done shot them in the back and shit. Don't nobody do that and get away with it but cops and women. Let me get back to it. But he said that, and then he called 911. He's talking to the 911 operator. And this was a very extensive amount of time. In my mind, I'm just thinking, sir, I get it. She came over there and said that, and you don't know, and you are under no obligation to put your life in danger and run into any circumstance where you are blind to what's going on. But damn, I can't escape the fact that maybe if you would have considered this bitch might be lying, you would have went over there and had time to save this man's life. I don't know that, but that's just a thought that occurred to me. Back to the allegations. It's there, bro. I can't just say, because it's a woman and women be lying about being abused all the damn time, this woman lying. I can't do that. That ain't how I'm set up. I don't trust a damn woman like I don't trust a damn cop, but that don't mean they lying. And I'm an open-minded person. I'm upfront. I'm going to tell you how the hell I feel, but I'm still reasonable, I like to think. So now that I know what their defense is and this is open up, I got to pay attention to the evidence, and we're only on day 2 of the trial. So let me reiterate once again, my thoughts are very premature. That abuse done took a major hit, fam. Ashley's friend got on the damn stand and said a lot of stuff. But what she said that stuck out to me, her friend, as in, I don't know where the hell she met this lady. I want to say they may have met at the gym. Don't get me lying on that. But they met somewhere. Eventually, Ashley moved in with her husband, and their family. Lived there for a substantial amount of time. And now she's in court testifying for Ashley. Or, just testifying. Let me say that, not for Ashley. And the thing that stuck out about her testimony is the defense attorney made sure to ask her, did Ashley have any bruises on her face the day before the murder when you seen her? The lady says, Ashley's friend says, no, she didn't. Did Ashley have any bruises on her face the day, after the murder? Ashley's friend, yes, she had. And then she went into details about some bruises Ashley had on the side of her head. That's where biased hearts get tricked. That's where women ramp up their emotional manipulation. One day she didn't have bruises. The next day she killed her husband is dead. She shot him. Yeah, killed. We don't know if it's criminal yet. And she got bruises. So now we need to believe these accusations that Doug was violent. They got away with that one, and I'm wondering why. Because the obvious thing for me to do would have been, if I would have been the prosecutor, is to get up and cross-examine her and say, all right, you said Ashley has these bruises. Number one, you're her damn friend, so we do have to take what you're saying with a grain of salt. We got to consider that. Not saying you're lying, but that has to be considered. Number two, did you see Doug hit her and cause those bruises? Do you have any evidence? Did you bring it with you here today that Doug caused those bruises? Because just because you as her friend are saying Ashley had bruises doesn't bring Doug into the damn picture at all until she inserts him. And I don't know if that seems like what the prosecutor was, the defense attorney was suggesting, that Doug was responsible for it, or that this somehow supports the abuse defense, which would mean Doug would be responsible for it because she's saying she killed him because he was abusive. I don't know, fam. I don't know why the prosecutor didn't get up and ask those questions, but she didn't. So I said, well, maybe she has a strategy and she has a better plan, when she brings the woman back, because she did say, she invoked the rule. We might need to holler at Shorty again. So I'm just waiting to see if the prosecutor has a plan, because right now, I literally got confused. Who was the defense attorney and who was the prosecutor? Because even though I said the prosecutor looks sharp, there are times when she's making decisions that seem to be pro Ashley's innocence, which I don't have a problem with, because prosecutors are supposed to be looking for justice, not just convictions. But it is a little twisted to me, and there are times when it seems like the defense dude is like, what the hell are you doing, fam? You don't even seen him know what's going on. Like when Doug's, family court attorney was on the stand, she was full of it. That lady was so full of shit. I ain't gonna get into that. And other people said it too, so I know I'm not the only one who's seen it. But there were times when he just tripped her up and called her lying so many times, and then there were times when she made him look stupid because he was like, well, this happened on this day. And she said, sir, well, I think you may have that confused. You need to relook at that damn paperwork you're looking at. And she was right. How the hell you looking at the evidence in front of you? You went over it, reviewed it to bring it to trial and use it as part of your defense, and you don't even know what the hell it says, sir. So that's some of that stuff I was looking at like, yo, what? I'm wondering in my mind, is this dude a public defender? I'm not knocking him, I'm just saying. Let me get back to the damn point. That lady saying that the prosecutor not, chiming in on it to add perspective to it, I'm like, okay, well, like I say, I'm for the evidence, no matter how I feel or what I think. The lady, that doesn't mean, that's not anything, substantial to prove that Doug did it, but it goes on the board. Now, for me, very minimally, but I know in some people's mind, like I say, they automatically connected them tossing that into the air with Doug abusing her, when there was no evidence presented of that, and hell, it literally wasn't even said. The lady just said she had bruises. She didn't have bruises, and then she did. All right, the other thing, let's say she did have bruises. Would that be the first time a woman beat her damn self up so she could lie on a man and say he did it? Let's be real. These are the questions we're not supposed to ask, because women are above reproach, but ain't no way in hell. I got common damn sense. I can see past a lot of bullshit if I can't see past all of it. Would this be the first time, if Ashley actually did have any bruises, would it be the first damn time that a woman harmed herself so she could lie on a man and say he did it? These are the things we're not supposed to consider. I'm here for the evidence, not emotional manipulation. But let me tell you what all that falls apart at. For me, I'm a juror here. I'm really trying my best to be an impartial juror, set my bias to the side. All that falls apart. Let me tell you, man, it just happened. Second day of the trial. Who was that got on the stand? Damn, why am I forgetting? It was someone. You know what? I'm tripping. It was the same attorney, Doug's family court attorney. Okay, Doug don't want to tell Doug her baby being born. The attorney find out about it, they send a letter and stuff. The reason they find out about it is because Ashley filed this injunction saying Doug is back to these abuse claims. So now they got to go to court. Doug saying, no way in hell, Brett, what are you talking about, lady? I don't get no damn, I didn't abuse you, and I just want to be a father to my child for all that other shit. We ain't got to be together. I just want to be a dad. Sad that men have to pay for that in America, but that's how this crooked shit set up. So they go to court. Watch this. They're in front of a lady judge. I don't give a damn what y'all say. Women will defend female foolishness to the ends of time until it destroys something in their life. Women will give you every reason why female bullshit is not bullshit. So this is a lady judge. This is all contextual for me. Long story short, all of these accusations, the shooting, the punching, the dog, all this stuff, that's what they're going to court about. The judge, according to this attorney who was in the courtroom, says, and then what happens later, what unfolds later, simply validates it. Not kinda, it definitely does. But not only did the judge say there's not enough evidence to substantiate these claims of abuse, I'm giving them shared parenting time, and I'm giving Doug the primary decision making as a responsibility and control as it pertains to the child's medical needs. Yeah, I'm gonna rewind this for y'all. You telling the court and every damn body else, and somehow, I don't know, I'm still waiting on the rest of the evidence, because I got a case right now with judges doing crooked shit. One judge on paid administrative leave, and she up for charged with felony embezzlement. Listen, I know judges be criminals too. All these people just human, so I'm not saying the judge made the right decision. That's why I told you guys, I'm factoring in the reality that women agree with women no matter what, especially against a man. So this woman didn't agree with the woman. She vehemently disagreed with the woman and her counsel. She also gave the man that was accused of this, that y'all really ready to throw under the bus at any bullshit ass accusation. She gave the man parenting time with his child, and she gave him the control of the medical decisions. This is a man who was accused of all the abuse that y'all say happened, that y'all say is true, and that's why she killed him. I wasn't there. I'm just telling you, these damn courts and a woman that's like y'all said the shit ain't, you said it, but where's the evidence? I want to point something else out. Saying there's not enough evidence to prove it doesn't mean it didn't happen. I'm aware of that too. But we're following the evidence here, not how we feel about it. Not only, I ain't gonna even say all that shit again, just rewind it. You heard what the hell I said the first 3 times. But let me tell you what else bring this home for me. The attorney then goes on to testify. What happens next, says the state prosecutor? Well, we get immediately, with meaning the next few days, the judge set the date for Doug's first parenting shared time, whatever they call it, shared parenting time. So we go to meet Ashley. I'm with her. I ain't even gonna tell y'all all the bullshit. You have to find out the set of bullshit that happened when they got there. But long story short, according to this attorney, Ashley somehow convinces Doug to allow her to go with him on his parenting time. So this lady who y'all believe, some people, because most people believe she's guilty, but some people seem to believe her abuse claims, her defense is valid. This lady who's claiming this, she's so scared of this man that she needs an injunction, a protective order to keep him away from her and their daughter, suddenly has no issue not only allowing the daughter to go, but going with them. Now, some people are going to say, well, the reason she went is so she could protect her and she could see what was going on, but that very well may be the case. It also may be the case that she was lying like a motherfucker. And the fact that you guys only want to consider one side tells me everything I need to know. Hell, I'm telling you how I feel, but you heard me. I'm considering as much as I can think of because I'm here for justice, not no bullshit special interest. So now the attorney testifies that relationship lasted for another 11 months. But hold on. Because we just said maybe she did it so she could be there because she was scared and terrified. And I'm going to talk about that too and get out of here, Lord willing. But that's why she went along with him. Then, I mean, the attorney has to be lying. And I don't think she is because the defense never got up on their cross-examination to call her out and ask her about this. The attorney said not only did they engage, and after all this hell they went through in family court about this child custody and this injunction and protective order, I mean, she said it was horrible. It was full of vitriol. Her description. Go listen to him. After all of that, now she jumping in the car with homie and they kicking it for another 11 months like nothing ain't happened. They all on social media posting pictures like a happy family. Your ass ain't scared no more, shorty. What happened? Your lies didn't work. Now you trying to manipulate through another door. I'm watching. But I mean, all of that, like I said, could have explanations on either side. You know what can't have explanations on either side? And this is what the defense attorney never questioned her about, to say you're lying and we want to point out that you're lying. Ashley also is documented. She drafted a letter to the court so it could be on the record. Agreed to give this man more parenting time with his child. Not her, him, and the baby. Give him more parenting time with the child. So if she was so scared that's why she finally agreed to go, because we will consider that, why in the hell would she allow the man that she was absolutely terrified of to have more time with her child alone? And it's argue against that. It's on the damn records unless this woman lying and the defense attorney let her sit up there and lie. She said I had to draft a letter and send it to the court so they could okay it and it would be on the record, because it was the parenting time that they came back together and agreed to, Ashley included, was more than what the court originally allowed. That's what the bullshit, that's what women do, and that's how we end up with murdered children and murdered men. You just tell whatever lie allows you to manipulate most in the moment. Now, this is the second day of the trial. I said, I just need the evidence. This is what I have right now, guys. And based on that alone, this woman lying like a motherfucker. Because who allows their child to go with someone voluntarily? It's a process. It ain't like it's a one-time thing. We got to have a conversation. Hell no, it's a process. We got to decide on this in conversation, you and I. We got to communicate it to attorney. I'm pretty sure she may have spoken about it. Come on, let's be reasonable with her family members, with her attorneys, all these people she got access to. Then we got to send it to the courts. Then they got to approve it. And even though we may already be doing this, practically in our lives while this process is going on and concluding, it's still a process and it has to be official. And at any given time, Ashley could have said, no, remember, I'm scared. Remember, he shoots in the ceiling. Remember, he throws loaded guns at me. Remember, he punches the wall and he punches dogs. Ain't no way in hell I want my daughter left alone around him. She didn't say any of that. She agreed that he would have more parenting time while she herself engaged in a relationship with him. This is the end of the video for me, guys. This is all I got. I'm confused, though, because I didn't watch the first day. I'm coming in on the second day of the trial, and I'm only even up to that, got to the point where I think her mom testified. I'm not going to get into that now. But they did say his daughter testified on the first day of trial. And since I didn't watch that yet, I just wondered if they're talking about this child that they have together, or did Doug have another child? Because I haven't heard that come up yet. But there was also a little mention made of like Doug's age, how he was much older than her. And even though it wasn't dwelt upon, that's a conversation that's often had, how older men, air quotes, prey on younger women. And obviously older women and men prey on younger men and women. That happens in society. We only want to talk about one conversation. By me, I mean we, I mean y'all. And y'all, if the shoe fits, wear it. If it doesn't, don't get out your sensitive ass can. But why don't we ever talk about how younger women prey on older men? I mean, I'm lying. We do talk about it in celebration. It celebrates sugar daddy. Why is it only preying when it happens one way? They only want those older men for their money. We clearly know this. I mean, it's a damn running joke. Why is it only praying when it happens one way? And I ain't talking about talking to God. The other thing about it is, why are y'all so comfortable with all these bullshit excuses women have for being violent, murderous, and abusive? And women hate violence, murder, and abuse. And you got sons. And this is who they're lying on. Let me tell you what I'm talking about. It doesn't matter how a woman is abused if there's a lie for it. She's abused for 15 years. She can't say nothing. She can't do anything. She can't leave. Even though we watch the bitch talk all the damn time. Even though we watch her leave, going and coming to work, going and kicking it with her partners, going and visiting her family, people coming over and every damn thing. But she's so abused, she can't open her damn mouth and say a damn thing for an extended amount of time. That's why we should understand why she went in the room 20 years later and shot this damn man after he came home from working 16 hours, got in the shower, ate a biscuit and some Roman noodles, and jumped in the bed and fell asleep because he had to be up in 2 hours. And she waited until then, 30 years later, to go and shoot him in the damn head while he was sleeping. And we should understand it because she was so abused that she had no other choice. Boy, y'all is crazy as shit. If you can murder someone in their sleep and you plan that, in all these other cases where women do, the chick killed her damn dad while he was on the damn couch, and she got found guilty and the judge let her go home that damn day. And y'all think that shit makes sense. Lindsay Clancy murdered the damn 3 children, planned it, waited till he came home, sent this man to go get food for their family so they could eat it that night. She planned it. She sent him far enough away because she had time how long he was going to be gone. Then planned it, murder her damn children. And you raised a damn $1 million GoFundMe for this murderous ass chick. And y'all, you got every built-in excuse. Hers was postpartum. The other chick was, I had been abused for so long I couldn't do anything else. Bitch, if you could plan to murder somebody, your ass can plan to take your motherfucking feet and walk out that damn door to a police station or wherever the hell you need to go. And if you don't do it, you ain't no damn victim. I don't care how much society has bought into these excuses and made them available to you guys. I'm going to tell the truth every damn time I see it. Again, if you can plot to murder some damn body, your ass can plan to leave. I don't want to hear all this shit about, she was psychologically and mentally. No, it don't go. It don't go. And it also don't go with this strong image y'all always portray. Now, if these were men, I'm watching the Wade Wilson trial too, and I'm thinking, this nigga is crazy as shit. I don't even really think he should have just been sent to prison. I think that he should have been sent to prison, but they need to explore this dude's psychology or something because he's crazy as hell to do stuff like that. But everybody's going to agree with that. That's why I don't have to rant and rave about men like that. When men do bullshit, when men are violent, abusive, and murderous, ain't nobody saying, oh, well, this happened and that happened. No, you did what you did, Negro, and then you got to answer for what you did. Not the excuses you're going to pile on top of it, but continuously. I'm 1,000 years old, and I'm so sick of this shit because it's all I've seen my entire life. We watch women murder every damn body. And the only time we don't have to pile on these excuses mostly is when it's other women. Then we want to call them what they are. Now, obviously, women get called out, but the exceptions just prove the damn rule. This lady killed her damn husband. We're going to see what happened. Lindsay killed her damn kids. We're going to see what happened. But we already know what happened. Why are we trying to excuse it? Very rhetorical question, because they're females. I don't know if Ashley is guilty or innocent. I'm going to keep watching the trial, but like I say, for me, I'll end it again. I'll restate it again. The most substantial parts of this trial begin and end with the fact that, number one, her friend said she had bruises, but they never connected that to Doug in any way. So, hell, were they there, or is her friend making it up? They seem to have some pictures. Wish I would have seen those pictures, because number two, even if they were there, do we know that Ashley didn't bruise herself? Hell, we've already seen, it's documented how manipulative she is. So did she bruise herself if there were actually bruises? And if she was so scared and Doug was so violent, why in the hell would she agree to not only go with him herself, but also send the child more than she was legally required to? And why in the hell would the court say there was not enough evidence of this alleged abuse? I'm following the facts and the evidence. I'll probably be making a few more videos about this case, Lord willing. Who knows, man? I also want to talk about Donna Adelson. Her trial is coming up. And listen until y'all be safe.